What's up, everybody? Bo the Potato back here again, and welcome to the show. Today we're checking out another match from a friend whose name I was not probably pronouncing correctly. I believe it's our friend Darga, which I think I said Dragas the last time. Don't know how I was that far off. My apologies. But here we go. We got another hideout match. This time we've got the Lithuanians, Cult Chaos, pulling in at an EO, excuse me, an ELO of 1214. And again, Dargas at 1121 right now. I think a couple of notches higher than where we were last time. I have tweaked my mods, took off, made sure that I got rid of the shrubs. I also, that should be a real tree. Okay, bush tree. That works. Dead tree. Are trees different amounts of wood? No, they're all 100. Okay, good. I'm learning things. Anyways, yeah, so we're up and running. All right. Lithuanians against, I think it's Goths one more time. Appreciate the consistency there. Another solid one of these maps where we've got an avenue that doesn't seem like it's as likely to be taken here, and the resource gen seems to be a little heavy around the top side. I had one with the same buddy I played against the AI with not too long ago, and it was kind of interesting. There was literally like no gold on the bottom of the map, and as expected, nobody wound up spending much time down there. But it would have been a great avenue to come around for like a sneak attack. Last time I casted a game from this gentleman, we saw the unique text come in real big. We'll see how that goes this time around. See, he's just taking his first boar now. And it looks like still all sheep for his opponent here for Chaos. He has popped his lumber camp up, 3 woodcutters, 8 villies, and Cult Chaos already has 28 seconds of TC time. I'm going to double check the Lithuanians and see if there's a reason that that might be the case, because uh, I'm mind to believe that that's kind of an oops. Tech tree, Lithuanians, start with 150 plus food. To me that seems like he should have had plenty of villagers queued. I don't know, maybe he went for, did he go for a tech or something to start? No. 13 villagers, 14 villagers, okay. Not one in queue, 2 in queue, couple idle seconds, get added on there. Oh, idle TC time happens when you are pop capped. That makes sense. Okay, so TC idle time now is just about even. Still the same gold. Let's see how they're each doing with scouting. So starting around the outside versus a little more tighter of a scouting. You can see he's trying to get a view of what opens up. 3 villies to the berries, 10 and 3, 11 and 3, each with the 1 scout. Oh, I turned my reindeer mod off, so we actually get real wildlife now, which helps. I had the Christmas trees still on as well. Fun mod, but definitely got sick of it. I noticed I was watching some of, I think it was Survivalists videos just the other day, and he still had the Man-at-Arms Snowman mod on, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And I'm looking forward to future holiday seasons playing the game. Alright, 3:15. That second boar in. Looks like that's what they're. Nope, that's still sheep. Do my eyes deceive me? Did he already get that second boar? Ibex. Oh, that's right. You can do the hunts with 3. He must have already gotten his second boar, because I don't see that little guy floating around here. I don't need to back it up. Let's see, finally getting his second boar now here for red. It's going to go with the 9 villager boar shoot method. Not terrible. I have definitely lost my boar putting it in the TC. or putting villagers in the TC and attacking from there. 5, 15, 16, 3. Balance seems about even and really doing well on the hunt. Oh, it was a second mill. Okay, so we did the mill just for the ibex. Interesting. I might have to try that sometime. I've just now begun trying to push deer, generally wasting time doing it, but good practice to have. I think it's interesting both players have started with their auto reseed of farms turned on. I just recently turned this back off and try to turn it on now as I'm going into Castle Age. That way I don't burn too much of the wood. That's got to be the barracks going up here, and I'd be kind of surprised we don't already have a barracks up. But I bet you it's coming. Normally the barracks, I've heard numerous people say, is supposed to be started at about 60% of the way to feudal. However, I am not frequently hitting that spot on. Both come in with pretty tight times on their feudal, just a few seconds apart. Straggler trees are starting to come off now. How are resources? Already at 640. A couple of villagers coming in. I wonder if the market's going to be used to pop castle. Oh, and he's using the stone. Interesting choice. Looks like the scout is now taking a swing at the palisade gate, which will probably take a little while. And I would presume that's the scout coming back to lay a little whooping on this scout. He'll get the first hit and then be able to take the fight. Unless red is paying super close attention, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Nice, just putting a house down. Solid way to block off the palisade gate, no big deal. Red's doing a decent job here, building his houses into the exterior walls. Looks like he's got a blacksmith, barracks, and stable. And you know, I truly don't know too much about the Lithuanians. Again, coming back after 20 plus years of not playing this game, I have a ton of catch up to do. Looks like Lithuanians are cavalry and monk. So they get the lattice, I think, which is the ranged cavalry in the castle. They have the 2 range. No, ignores armor. That's what it is. Still range 0. Okay. Decent siege. They get onagers and bombards. They also get paladins, light cav, no hussar. Heavy cav archer. Okay. The winged hussar, that's right. They don't get regular hussar, they get the upgraded version. Yeah, that's cool. And the winged hussar, I think, is still only 80. Yeah, and they're resistant to gunpowder. That's cool. All right, I'm probably messing things up as I'm poking on the tech tree. Let's see what we got happening back here. So that's a second scout. They have given up on the palisade gate. Looks like that's probably been repaired. Barracks coming up. Wow, so the barracks was not built, so blacksmith market was used. Already popped a castle. And crazy thing to see here is that Chaos, while having a slightly higher score, has not even begun to castle. He has, what is that, 24, 26, 27, 28 villagers on 18 and 422. Uh, yep, yep. 24 versus 30. Okay. The smart thing to do would be to actually check the numbers out here. I don't need to do math in my head. Palisade gate is going to start coming down. I'm curious to see. We got 2 spears here, which should do just fine in this fight. 3 spears. I mean, 3 spears, 3 scouts is going to go handily in favor of the spears. I am curious to see if they're just going to let this wall fall and then have him get poked. Oh, there we go. And he will run from the spear. He knows that 3-on-1 with the scouts that he can win that fight, but 4 spears, 3 scouts, probably not something where he's going to want to entertain taking that fight. Real interested to see how he'll want to handle his military and how he pushes up on the wall going forward here. You can tell it doesn't know a whole lot about the base, but he has seen all the way around the map. He knows, what's that, just a relic there? Or is that, am I seeing stone? Looks like that's just the relic. Same up here, yep, oh. And they've popped back open. I think I know what just happened there. Play, oh, I don't have a jump 30 seconds button no more. Time? There we go. Back 30 seconds, perfect. Ah, I cover my bow the potato thing if I do that. That's okay, no big deal. Nice, they pop through 2 spears on each hole in the wall, and that's going to give him the first points on the KD. 1, who did he lose? Was that his scout maybe? I don't know, I should be watching closer. Alright, we finally got castle time coming in. We got gold mining, a minute 37 away. And it's wild that spear, the use of the spears and trying to delay the scout attack seems to have made the potential power spike right at castle less effective. Still on the inside, still watching the holes here. No holes on this side, really no pressure that Chaos has had to face. And it looks like Pop, see what Pop capped? Can't tell, doesn't look like it. New house goes up. Ah, that would make sense there. 38 out of 45. That's why those denominators are there. Okay, so both are a little ways away. Gonna put some houses up. Maybe slightly out of order there for red, but that's okay. No one complains. A little more market use. So that is gold being bought. Hold on now. Bought 100 food for 132 gold. What tech is getting started? Obviously not in houses. Did he do it to maintain villager production? I would love to know. If that was sacrificing stone to keep producing villagers, that is a conscientious commitment to villagers because stone is a very valuable resource. All right, what do we got out of here? We got another town center going up on the stone and wood line. This second TC was on wood and gold, so I would expect a third TC to come out here. Now it's kind of tricky because I ideally want to take this. I think the right thing to do is try to take this gold and have access to a wood line. But those two don't provide it. So if he can get some military out, this might even be a nice TC spot, but it'll take, you know, some walling and defense. And now we bought 100 stone for 163 gold now, probably because of all these gold miners cranking it in. More villagers, more villagers. And we've got a castle on the way, right over the little holes. Those two villies can't work. Again, still everybody on the inside, all the relics still there. Red's making the move to go ahead and take his TC outside. Part of me would be tempted to even put a TC in here just for the crazy fast wood gathering. Oh, and he deletes that TC. Okay. No TC for you. And he's going to put it right here at home. Okay, so he's going the safe route too, keeping it on the inside, doesn't want to deal with whatever might be running around out here. Gotta give credit to Red. He seems to be doing a good job scouting out around the map. Making sure the area is clear here. He's almost got the last of this done. I would think that at this point he has a villager or two he could send to start putting up outposts. I only say that because I never remember to do outposts. And I should, and it would make me a better player. Alright, so the castle's gonna finish up and everyone's hopping inside, popping out the other side. Nice, I like your style. Castle for defense. Like I said, TC would have been awkward there. That's a smarter thing to do. Castle drop, I like it. Not really castle drop, castle placement. Yes, we'll use that term. So again, still scouting. And I don't know how much of that is all visible. It may be kind of dark out there. Okay, so we've seen around this side of the map, but no idea what happens on the left. And so, reasonably, there is not knowledge that an attack could come from this side, but there's still a palisade on the outside, so it doesn't seem terribly worried. Eco-wise, we're looking at 50 versus 48, real close, 4 and 4, so both players seem to have their focus on the boom. What do we have? No units being produced. Mill tech, heavy plow, barracks, house. So it looks like the techs are coming in. Infantry, wheelbarrow. So just the first tech here. Boy, and it looks like Cult of Chaos has enough resources. It's probably going to tag Imp here momentarily. Except he queued up 3 more villagers. Maybe in another town center? I don't know what this person's doing. You've got the resources. I think you're going for booming. You've sent monks to start collecting relics. What on earth are you thinking, buddy? Yes, I mean, that's a lot of resources to float. He's got a monkey. Just floating the resources, okay. It became apparent to me, I think also as a result of one of Survivalists' videos, was that any resources that we have that are sitting on in your queue, basically in your bank, are wasted capacity. They could be going to adding efficiency or they could be going to adding damage. So to me, like, I'm just lost what Red is focusing on right now. If he's not aging, I'm kind of tempted to see APM. Is he still working? Yeah, he's still working. He's just not paying attention to what's going on at his base. Let's see how this plays out. All right. Please tell me, what technology got started? Okay, there we go. Imperial Age is going. There we go. Now we see the little tech happening. Iron casting coming in. So we're going to have much more efficient techs pulled in out of the Castle Age. 3 TCs, 10 villagers queued. 1 TC with 5 villagers queued. I think that's the way I see that, right? TC, Villy queued, TC, Villy queued, TC, Villy queued. Yeah, that's about right. Huskarl. Ah, I see little circle gets bigger as it's closer to being produced. Huskarl 1 queued. Is that right? Do we have 2 castles? I only see the one. Unless we have a unique tech that lets them be queued out of a barracks. Pikes start coming around. Oh, I'm gonna back up. I don't know where those calls came from. There we go. Okay, so now we've got pikemen. Pikemen are happy to chase the scout cavalry around. Monk's on his way. Boy, that guy's getting his steps in. Quick poke. Castle being built out here on the front with another town center on the stone. It's funny, both players are moving up towards where we've got more resources, where they've seen those. Oh, is the pikeman gonna run into the monk? Is he not gonna see him? Oh, holy cow. There he is. At 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 5 tiles away. He might let him go. Oh, and the monk narrowly escapes. That is crazy. And I don't think that one monk would have speed 0.7, speed 1.1. Yeah, that monk would not be able to get away. But he is bobbing and weaving and making his way back home. Imperial Age has come in for chaos. Dargis is still not, Darga, still not on his way up. Chemistry is now coming in for the a Lithuanian player. If I remember right, he does get bombards. I think all of these villagers want to turn and start going after this guy. Nice, die. And this one pike will absolutely ruin this one scout too. Yep. Oh, those villagers are gonna ruin that knight or that scout cavalry. Pokey poke. Another barracks going up. If it's anything like what we saw last time, our friend is going to be ferocious when it comes to spamming units. Eco's solid, 110 already. No, I'm sorry, 96 versus 82. Mad respect for that. I need to do better about it. Imp coming in, hand carts in. Villager efficiency is going to be higher for the Goths player. Iron casting. What do we got? Archery ranges. Hand cannoneers are coming out. Am I forgetting a tech on the Lithuanian tree that helps hand cannoneers? Each garrisoned relic gives +1 attack to the knights and latest, which is good. Spearman line and skirmishers are faster. Town centers have more range. And tower shields. Spearman line and skirmishers have +2 pierce armor. Their monasteries work 20% faster, so you know I'm really curious. I see the monk avenue, but I'm kind of surprised by the density we have of archery ranges, and there's not a distinct benefit for hand cannoneers, so I'd wonder why this same player might not want to do something like Burgundians. Because I feel like that would be a more reasonable step. You get a 25% advanced gunpowder damage or bonus gunpowder damage. What do we got? Elite skirmishers and hand cannons, which would be good against archers. Archers and swordsmen? I don't know. I gotta admit, I may not be a whole heck of a lot of certain about how I got 2 melee armor, range, okay. Archer building, cavalry, pierce, spearman 3. You get a bonus against yeah, I don't really see a whole lot coming in here against infantry. No bonuses. Do 6 damage apiece. 6 damage apiece. What do they have in pierce armor? 8 plus 2? That's not even gonna touch them. I don't think. I have a feeling this is a poor army comp to go up against what I think we saw last time was going to be pikemen or halberdiers and huscarls. Oh my gosh! The production facilities are off the charts! 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 12 if you count what's in the base. Oh no, there's 4 more. 14, count what's in the base. Holy cow. This is enough barracks to be a challenge to destroy with anything, if those are producing any units at all. Holy cow. Another castle coming down right on the edge of the resources. What's this? We got guilds coming in. Now guilds, I think, is the tech that I used to think was conscription, but guilds should be the one where that reduces the market cost. And we will see how bad my memory is. Reduces the commodity trading fee to 15%. Yeah, that is a heck of a deal here, because that market is getting used. Wow. And there it is. 100 wood for 117, 15, 180, 78. Wow. Making a difference in the market. Resources getting high again. Look at the food and wood. This is insane. what's that? 157 elite Huskarls with 16 in queue. It's not even bothering to show what's coming. Woo! You better get that army coming through. Oh, please attack the first barracks. That would be hilarious. Oh no, he's gonna see this. He is gonna be a little bit nervous. Welcome. Welcome to the complex. So he does have his winged hussar, and these are going to do a little bit better damage. Melee, monk, good monk damage. Let's see how these Huskarls fare against the gunpowder units. Not as well as I might hope, considering they have almost all their armor in. So what do we got? The hand cannoneers, skirmishers. I feel like it's just going to be a tough army to keep on the field here. He's going to need tons of production. I mean, he's going to need this kind of production for it. Look at these Huskarls all running around from the outside. We are open on this end now. If only Red knew that he could send a little bit of cavalry around the backside, he might be able to do something here. But he's stopped his scouting in favor of this push on the north side. And we are going to get to watch as the Huskarls get in and do their thing from a production capacity standpoint. You know, I have to wonder if like rolling a mangonel or two on the back to hit the center mass wouldn't help a lot, but the more I'm looking at it, I don't think they need it. They are hammering right on through. I don't know if murder holes is... Oh, there we go. He's just started to research murder holes. That will be helpful. And it looks like it'll be in plenty of time to save the castles. He has not... Nope, Trebuchet is starting to move around as we're starting to get the units kicked out. 60 skirmishers in production now. Huskarls are just about out, so that's probably going to be because the skirmishers can be produced at a little bit easier balance, or cheaper balance than Huskarls. What are those unit costs again? Skirmishers like what, 25 food and 35 gold, if I remember right. Elite skirmisher, or 25 wood. 25 food, 35 wood. That's right. And not gold, it's trash. I should know this. Pikeman is the opposite, 35-25 instead of the 25-35. And a Huskarl is going to be much more expensive. That's going to be like 50-60 maybe? 80 food, 40 gold. Okay, so understandably why so much more food was needed per Huskarl. Cavalier is in now. Definitely going to be coming for the trebuchets and halberdiers as well. It will definitely slow it up. So the skirmishers and the halberdiers are going to be a great partner with Huskarl, and these two tribs are going to be trebuchets are going to make a big difference now. One castle down, second one on his way. I love how he just runs the army past the castles here. No sense waiting for your men to get shot. Huskarls do a little slicey slice on some monks. Oh, bombard cannon. I love you got seven Huskarls chasing him down. Get it! Bombard cannon's done. Nice move. Takes advantage of the military returning through the gate, and now he has Huskarls and halberdiers inside of the walls, which is going to make things difficult for red. As the red player, you never want to have. Oh, he's got some hand cannoneers in there. Okay, nice. He's bringing the hand cannoneers from the other side, building out to the back. Good idea, good idea. I didn't see He did get that TC there. I guess I noticed it before. I just didn't think about it. All 5 relics too, so he has max damage on these Cavaliers he can get from relics. That's cool. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody with all 5 of them yet. And the trebuchets are just working because they can't get to his tribs, and that's ultimately the the artfulness of a siege like this, is that it doesn't matter what military he's got. If he can't get close to your tribs, they're just going to keep working, and his stuff dies as it tries. Not even going to bother messing with the siege workshop. I mean, maybe a mangonel or 2 could cause some trouble, but he'd just peel off a couple huskarls, take care of that. And skirmishers here. Look at the skirmishers helping liquefy the houses with their flaming little sticks. Very cool. University's under attack, and it's just these same 2 trebs. I was thinking there might be more, but God. Batches of 12 huskar. Oh, wow. 13 at a time. These production facilities aren't even working. How many is that? 19 barracks. 23 barracks. 30 barracks. And he's doing the barracks wall again. Rowdy. And that's the question I gotta have, is what do you do when the volumes of military coming at you are this high? And the resource collection's impressive. And you know, he is using, right now we've got Teal using, he's basically got a 2-to-1 ratio of his food to gold that he needs coming in. And what's that? 25, 5/7. Yeah, he needs a 2-to-1 here, and then needs 5/7, 25 to 35. Yeah, what's that? I don't know, 60, 70% of the resources. Um, but you can just flutter, you know, he'll make more huskarls now because he has the food to support it. He'll go back to making halberds and skirmishers if he gets higher on food, wood respectively, and just keep the eco working. Villagers are doing a good job. Automatic reseating's on. Again, you got 30 plus barracks, 31 barracks. Out of control. And I really don't know like what, barring you've got some sort of magical army comp to trim this down. You know, really good archers and some real good mangoes in the front. This looks tricky, a little bit. So making a little bit of progress here. He's trying to push back. It might help if there was siege behind this, but I don't know. It's going to be tricky. That's just terrifying to me when you look at the people piling out of these buildings. Because in the pop too, I mean, 190, cranking them out faster than they can die. I wonder if he's using attack moves and things like that to get in there. Because sometimes I see them walking further than necessary before they start attacking. But then again, there's only so much micro that can be done. Didn't the castle? Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, I thought there was a castle here. It just already got taken down. This is wild. 110 on the villagers to 103. I gotta say, I've never seen production like this. That's insane. Oh, and there we go. The winged hussar are on their way around back. What better than a wall? How about 2 barracks? What's that, 33, 35 barracks now? I don't even want to know. I mean, I do want to know. That's why I'm going to count. 24, 32. 32 barracks. And I think I have them all counted. 32 barracks plus 11 archery ranges, 43 military production buildings. Call it 44 if you count the castle. out of control. And the thing is, the resources, I mean, maybe not gold right now, but still fun to trash war. Um, and look at this, gold coming in. You know, resources really not bad on this side as well, but villagers are getting stopped. More market abuse. There we go. Selling back, so the market must have been. I got to double check that tech and see if it resets the market or if it's just if it's a one-time thing where it gets back to that 15% limit. But super wild. All right, castle come down. Let's see how we're doing with the low health unit. And again, look at this. Army 206, 207. You got the unique tech in, so we know that, what is it, barracks units or Huskarls are taking up 10% less of the pop. Just is a whole lot of production, and I truly don't know how I would handle it. Oh no! They're blocked in. Siege workshop. Oh, I wasn't counting those, but I mean, damn near 50 production buildings. Rowdy. And look at that. We still got a tile open now, but we've got a Huskarl to defend, so all's well. In fact, they're going to go sit on the fence, sit on the gate, make sure nobody comes over. Military's getting built up. He's going to have to start sending villagers back to the stone pit to collect on it. Oh no! You better run with them cavalry. Not against the halberdiers. Oh, he needs to have all these skirmishers focusing on the halberdiers. Oh, and they got cut off. Yep, that'll do it. Hand cannoners need to run. They're at 0.96. 1.15. 1.1. Huskarls are even faster. And look at this, the resources are finally depleted. I wonder if the production will actually slow down. We're sub 200 again. But those resources are so consistent. Maybe a couple of lumber camps to maximize the efficiency. Put a treb over here and start launching at your opponent from the inside. That's fascinating. Oh, and the winged hussar coming out quick. He's done it with the food. Look at that. We do have popping out skirms real quick. I don't know that skirms are the right army to go with though for the Lithuanians. Like, I mean, I understand that the Huskarls are going to be really strong against archers with their unique unit, you know, particularly being exactly built for that. But I'm real hard pressed to see how we don't have a cav archer here that could help kite. I mean, maybe that'd be expensive on the gold, but the winged hussar is free. Hand cannoneers are good. And again, we haven't seen any of the lettuce, which ignores armor. And in this situation, his best bet would be to use his cav archers to take out the halberdiers and then use his elite lettuce to come in and take out the Huskarls, because the Huskarls have such strong armor. I don't want to be telling the other guy how to win, but I think that's a pretty clear mistake here. But that's just me, and there's a reason my ELO is like closer to 700 or 800. Let me go back and flip and see the Goth side of things, because the Goths are doing a good job taking the fights, effectively putting trash forward, but against wings, hussars, and elite skirmishers. Hussar die to the halberdiers. They don't do great against the Huskarls. And so I think I gotta say, I come back to the same spot. I'd kind of like to see an onager or two, just to support, you know, back between the trebs and the rest of the infantry. Because there's a lot of times, especially with this much production, you get one one good mango shot in there or hit these villagers, and you turn the whole tide of the fight in a quarter of a second. And I only say this because I've been getting my butt stomped, even as Burgundians, building cavalry and losing to a combination of just like halberdiers and some swordsmen, be it a unique unit or not. I do love to see that many skirmishers just tearing down Hussar though, because that usually does not happen. Ugh, look at these beefy boys. They're just going to walk right in and start cutting. That armor on the Hussar always shocked me. Halberdier under attack, same spot. 2 on, so the repair stone is going in. This looks like the last hurrah here. If he doesn't keep this castle, I might suggest this is the end of the game. What's he got? Halberdiers inside the ram? I love it. He did put up the siege workshops. Capped ram and bombos coming out. There we go. Oh, not quite enough. Nice job protecting the trebuchet. Oh, spoke too soon. This is so crazy. Even if somebody ran skirmishers to the middle, like there we go. He's getting ready. How are they doing with the Hussar? And the winged Hussar are doing all right. There just aren't enough of them. Especially not with that production. That's one stat I'd love to be able to see is the average number of units produced per minute. Again, resources are sailing. New lumber camps were added just like we talked about. There's military protecting the backside like we talked about. I know this castle's just chilling. No range on that thing. There's a lot of shooting range on that castle. What is it? 8 plus 3, 11? Hot dang. Alright. What's the range on this thing? Nice. Where are they going? Oh, it's all halberdiers. You can't fight them. The Hussar were getting to be successful, and then the whole army turned into halberdiers. Oh, that's got to be frustrating for them. Well, I thought it was a good idea, buddy. And my guess is he's probably gone with this as a cheaper archer because he ran out of gold. But he's got all 5 relics. That's the thing that blows my mind too. No, 5 out of 10 relics. Oh, 5 out of 10 that it could hold. Got it. That is rowdy. It's, you know, it's heavy on the food, heavy on the wood. I don't know if there's any other source of gold. Nice. Nice job. Tower in the middle. Get him off of the wood line. Same song, second verse right there. Definitely putting some stress on. He's going to be able to make a few new batches. Look at this. We got our own little heavy-duty production facility. I need to step up my production facility game for real. I wonder if our friend Red here is using the attack move either, because he seems to be. They're all trying to focus down individual units at a time. I do this all the time poorly, and it causes me to lose units. But it seems like they're all trying to get one unit at a time and essentially like overthrowing an extra 5 or 10 spears on guys that, you know, could actually be getting killed with a more efficient distribution, excuse me, of those spears. For all my hydro homies, I already had some water and now sipping on a Coke. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, Coca-Cola and Rockstar, hit me up. I will take what you got. Maybe by that time I'll actually be in pro games myself. Or more likely, at this point, casting pro games than playing them. I'll try to talk once I have 4 digits in my ELO. Oh, the halberdiers won't stop. And it's funny because we saw that spike in food over here. Like he went He was going to go for one hard push of Winged Hussar. That was unfortunately met with a really hard push of Bombardiers. Um, Here you go, you can see they're all going to circle up around, take that castle down, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the, not far from the GG here. There's still production stuff. Two villagers hanging out over here who may not make it back. Winged Hussar are trying. And the pressure continues. We still just have, oh, look at them all, popping out their little buildings. You can see we've got all the waypoints, so even little guys from all the way back here are making their way around the map. I wonder if in Dargos's build here, he has to start thinking about like how to order the units that are coming out in queue relative to the phases of the fight that are happening. Like as he sees more winged hussar, does he just click a few more huskarls or a few more halberdiers, or does he try to front run to put a couple halberdiers in there because he sees that his huskarls are doing so well? Because you know your opponent's got to want to counterattack. And this TC's got to be, it's not even full. He's got all those villagers, he's making bowmen. Is he getting the crossbow tech? No, he literally just has a bowman out in the mix. Okay, why not? I hope probably a misclick, but capped ram coming in. That's so funny. Even those couple of capped rams, like they won't do. Obviously, they're not going to do a lot of damage to units. They will do damage to buildings, and it doesn't take much melee damage to get them stopped. But when your units can't stop to do a couple of seconds of melee because they're getting stabbed or sliced elsewhere, it really slows things down. Oh, Villy's popping out. Watch, he's going to turn the villagers on the rams. See if that can... Is he? No. No. They're just hanging out. Oh, that's game. Oh, more market abuse. That's insane. 486 halberdiers produced. 371. Wow. APMs. And that was incredible. Low floating resources the whole time. That number 1.5, 1.9k for as long as this game went on. Crazy. Worker efficiency real similar. Really, really cool game. All right, so let's go in and take a look starting at the score and see what we had in this match. It does look like we... What do I want to see? I'm actually going to turn on... All right, so ages. Faster castle, but not a lot accomplished with it. Did hit imp first, but also didn't do a ton with it. Looking at the techs, Chaos went with the horse collar and bidaxe. These were done side by side for Dargoth. Gold came in earlier here, wheelbarrow not too far off, and stone mining instead of the second lumber and farm tech. Interesting, interesting. Handcart came a little bit earlier. And guilds, based on those numbers we were seeing at the end, I'm pretty confident it's about 15 to 20% on the net, what do they call it, conscription? Um, the fee, not conscription, commission, if you will, trade fee, trade rate. But yeah, made a huge difference in the end of the game. He was able to just abuse that market, and unit production did not stop. And you can see here that, you know, ebbs and flows despite all the attacks, all the fights, not a whole lot changed. And it was a steady, you had waves, but it was a decline on the other side. And military techs. Loom came in about the same time. Visibility. Murder holes we saw when that was absolutely necessary. Tower shields did come in. And I feel like right after Castle Age, the eco tech is almost an immediate follow-up a lot of times for, oh, there we go, Anarchy. And I think that's the build out of the, if I remember right, that's building your Huskarls out of the barracks, which causes the spam to be insane. All right, so we got to see military. Let's check out what's happening on the economy. Units, what's that? Kills to losses. Most kills and most losses. Wow, and he actually had a positive KD, which is pretty fascinating. Buildings taken versus lost, obviously a huge difference. Army high of 110. Hot diggity dang. Uh, Total of 917 units produced. It was like his whole pop turned over at least 4 times if you exclude villagers. Like 200 pop turned over 4+ times. That's freaking wild. Economy, food, wood, gold. Everything needed to build the military. It's understandable how he was able to operate at a negative KD and win that one. And that is a huge piece of information for me. A hour and change match, 5 relics in, and only getting 6,613 gold. I mean, I guess only 6,000. If that number was only 12,000 down there, he would have been in serious, serious trouble and certainly couldn't have, Chaos wouldn't have been able to keep up the military that he was producing between the hand cannoneers and the trebs. And um, yeah, very, very interesting. The relics definitely helped, and all I can fathom, I wonder if that gold was truly collected on Targus or if that was um, if that's going to be counting the market. I feel like it has to count the market for what was coming out. All right, we'll look at technology. Techs were consistent. Exploration kind of continued on an ongoing basis. Whereas Chaos pretty much just saw it all and then was good for the rest of the game. I guess that's probably better if you don't have to scout, but you're probably also not paying attention to that scouting. Only a little tweak as far as the populations at the end of the game. Max castles, nothing super surprising there. And lastly, the APM that we saw. Boy, big credit to Chaos as well. Like, he kept the APMs, or the APMs were spiking, I think because he was panicking and thinking what he had should have been doing better than it was. And Dargah as well, smooth. Know what needed to be done, continued the unit production, didn't flinch, and didn't lose much ground. So super cool to see. But I think that's also neat that he actually had the highest APMs. Am I reading that right? Current and peak? Oh, the averages. Current peak 55, 75. Yep. Oh, so at the very end of the game, he was doing the most and he maintained a higher average. And the military APMs were much higher for Chaos. That makes sense. Current of 7, peak of 115. That is flying. Very cool stuff. Thank you so much for sending me that one again. Dargah, hopefully I pronounced that right. If not, let me know. And shout out to everyone else who popped in and checked out this video. Again, I'm Bo the Potato, loving getting back into Age of Empires after a couple of decades now. So if you want to send me videos, you want to play games, hit me up, drop comments, likes, all of that good stuff. And we'll hope to see you as we age up and move on to our own conquests. All right, over now, y'all. Peace.